One of my favorite songs came on this morning of Jack and Diane by John Mellencamp, the one that goes, "Oh yeah, life goes on." You know that song? So good. But I was thinking to myself, like, life does go on, but what happens when you feel stuck or trapped in like an emotional turmoil, in a relationship, in your career, that feeling of being stuck? And we've talked about this before on the podcast about the symbolism of a butterfly. Like when you go from caterpillar, all of a sudden you get this instinctual, innate feeling and that change is about to happen. And you don't really know what it is, but all of a sudden you're building this cocoon and you're in this cocoon. But the thing is, in that place, in that shelter of a cocoon, you start to liquefy. It is so dang painful. Like imagine turning your body decomposing basically into a gelatin goo. Like, it's so painful. And that is the feeling of being stuck. You're confined in this space. You're changing. There's pain. You feel like there's no sense of control in the situation, but you have to surrender and let go of it. So that is the same sort of idea of feeling stuck. And it can feel very painful. It can feel very lonely. And because you're not holding hands with another caterpillar, you're not sharing a cocoon together. So in that position of feeling stuck, uncertain, overwhelmed, meanwhile, on the other side, you're transforming into this beautiful butterfly. And in order for transformation, we need pain. And that's where when people start looking at as failure, this painful point in their life, some will choose not to look at it as a lesson, as a time of growth. And they may even choose to break free from that cocoon or break free from that cocoon. So then that they don't experience that pain, but really they will go on with their life knowing that something's calling to them. And that is our deeper intuition. That is the innate feeling of transformation. They don't know what it is or what that's going to look like because they never took that leap. They never took that chance. So they move on. Life goes on through their life, still living in this feeling of uncertainty and overwhelm, anxiety, knowing that there is something else, but they're too afraid to approach it. They're too afraid of that transformation because they don't know what that looks like on the other side. And that, my friend, means that you are on the precipice of something bigger, something incredible. So if we allowed ourselves to be present and find stillness in our cocoon, our painful situation and challenge, then we can allow ourselves to transform into this butterfly. Because otherwise, as the caterpillar, you never knew that you would eventually grow wings and fly. You think breaking out of that cocoon was freedom, breaking out of that painful situation. But in fact, that painful situation is what was helping you build resilience. And then once you become and transform into this beautiful butterfly, then you realize I'm this new shape, I'm this new body, this new person. What does this look like? You break free through the cocoon and now you're out of that painful place, but then you have to adapt. Now you are still covered in some gelatin. Your wings are still wet. You spread them out. You're like, holy crap, what is this? And then you still are vulnerable because you don't know what this new change or chapter in your life is going to look like. And there could be, in this case, predators taking this opportunity to come and get you. And in our case, in our situation, it doesn't necessarily mean predators, but it could be critics, people who feel more comfortable with us staying in the same place, not liking the growth that we are having, because when we grow and change, and can make other people feel uncomfortable because maybe they were ignoring their innate intuitive self for change. Maybe they're the ones that didn't break through that cocoon and started to live their life being like, this feels safe, this feels familiar. I'd rather continue to be a caterpillar. So when they see you break free, they see that you're still in that vulnerable state, wondering what just happened, they'll be your critic. They'll try to encourage you to continue to live the life as a caterpillar, even though you have wings. And some of us choose to believe that. Some of us will continue crawling around like a dang caterpillar, even though we have these incredible wingspans on our back. But that is the point where if you're surrounded by the right-minded people, people who maybe already transferred into a butterfly, can say, look at you, spread those dang wings, dry them out, and take flight. It's going to be messy. You're going to be, I don't know how this works. You're going to have to figure out how to fly amongst, certain around trees and objects and wind and all those things. But you got this. We've been there and you can do this. And in a sense, I'm like a butterfly that has spread my wings, and it breaks my heart to see those who are choosing to continue to be a caterpillar or who are butterflies, but are choosing not to spread their wings because of other people's judgments and thoughts. And I hope that you see that these painful moments in our life are not crushing you. You may feel like you're stuck or unable to get out of it, but take this pain as your time to find stillness and listen to your intuitive self that you're on the precipice of transformation. And feel pride in that, as painful and hurtful, whatever the thing that you're going through, whether it's betrayal, financial distress, relationship problems, health problems, just know this is an opportunity for you to evolve into something incredible. And maybe you've been a butterfly for so dang long, and then all of a sudden you realize this whole other sensation, innate satiation, that something is changing. Maybe you turn to ash, but what comes out of ash is a phoenix. So maybe that is your next level, and that is so beautiful. That is incredible. Embrace that. I don't know what comes after a phoenix. No idea. A dragon? I don't know. But the thing is that there's levels to this, and growth means embracing the discomfort and listening to the whispers of your intuition. And what reassurance does these discomforts have, these emotions that come up? And when you do that in your cocoon and you liquefy, you reshape and reform into something new, that's when you'll break free and become the better version of yourself, your definition of greatness. And you didn't have to hustle through it. You just had to take time to find stillness, and you gained more clarity. Now, if you like this, please follow my Instagram on Wellness to Greatness. You can follow on my podcast on Spotify, Apple, even on Amazon Music. And you can also find my YouTube channel at Wellness to Greatness. Thank you so much, guys. Please share this with a friend who may be in a really painful situation or feel stuck or overwhelmed or anxious and load of anxiety, so they feel reassured that they are on the precipice of transformation and change. Love you guys.